Hey guys, and welcome. We are on the SwazPod, episode 5. We are doing our top 7, roughly, underrated players.
The top 7 underrated players in the entire world right now. Current players.
I'm going to start with Reece James.
Underrated.
My first underrated player. For me, is a pivotal role to that Chelsea team. Really coming into this year is where I'm starting to say that I really think he's underrated. I think he's not known. Well, he's known, obviously, but I don't think he gets the appreciation that I think he's right there, just under Alexander-Arnold. I think he just pips him because he does get more assists, more goals. Those things really do affect your opinion on a player. For me, Reece James, absolutely class and really underrated.
My first underrated player, in no order, is Keylor Navas. Over his entire career, in my opinion, he has been stiff by Real Madrid, even PSG. That Real Madrid just got rid of him like he was nothing and just got Courtois in, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous because he had won 3 Champions Leagues.
Which is crazy.
And a few La Ligas as well. And he's such a good goalkeeper in my opinion. And then he moves to PSG. And then they stiff him with buying Donnarumma. And now he doesn't play as much. And I'm like, what the hell? What does Keylor Navas need to do?
I think he needs to get taller.
That's fair.
Which is impossible. He should just get the credit he deserves as is.
That is true. Me personally, I think he's fantastic. He's been stiffed his whole life.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Jamie Vardy is my second player.
Of underrated?
Yeah.
Okay.
This man really is one of the best strikers in the world.
Oh, he is.
Really.
So
Getting
good.
in behind. He is very strong. He's got nice skills. He's got really what you need in that out-and-out striker that you just want to send and tell him to run. He does exactly what you want from him. He's like a greyhound. Bang! And he's gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really think he's underrated as a player. Look, a lot of people do know him, and people do know that he is a great striker, but I still do want to say that I feel like he's even better than what people think.
That's funny because Jamie Vardy is actually one of my 7 as well. So I'm just going to skip to my next player.
Okay, cool.
Who is Phil Jones, the most underrated player of all time. He is... Okay.
I wasn't sure if you were serious.
A young man, or he's not young, named Mitrovic.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the championship right now.
I know who you're talking
playing
about.
for Fulham.
Yep.
A couple years ago, he scored 28 goals in 40 games in the championship, which is pretty good, right? But this year, he's already on 28 goals with 20 more games of the season left to play.
And I think the record for the championship is 31 or something. So he should really be smashing out of the park this year.
He could break that, maybe even hit like 40.
He could smash that record.
With the stats he's on right now, it's incredible.
My next player is a Manchester City player.
Ooh.
As I've said about all these players, they are known. But this one as well, after seeing more and more of this man, Bernardo Silva for me is really, really one of the best, like, top 10 in the world. Centre attacking mid, centre forward roles. Top 5 even, I would possibly say.
Yeah.
Really, he has been one of the key roles to Man City, getting it done.
Absolutely.
With or without De Bruyne, he has been there through and through. It's orgasmic watching him on the ball, seriously.
Yes. I'm going with Diogo Jota.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Even though he has only been in the limelight for about 2 years now, but I think he's very underrated.
Yeah,
because he scores goals after goals, he keeps up with Salah and Mane, and he's sort of practically just replaced Firmino. And Firmino is one of the best centre forwards in the world, in my opinion. Well, not right now, but over his career he is. And Diogo Jota's come in and just scored headers, scored volleys, scored goals. He scores goals, gets assists, and it's super impressive, and no one seems to talk about it. They're talking about him this year. But he's been doing it for years now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hear that.
He's only rated, 84 in FIFA?
Not high enough. 82.
82 in FIFA?
82.
Yeah, at least 85, in my opinion.
My next player is one who's just made a transfer to what was going to be Arsenal and has now gone to Juventus for 70 million euros.
Oh, Vlahovic. Yes.
Now, look, big signing for Juventus. 70 million euros. It's a big number. Look, watching some of this man's highlights, watching the games that he's played is unbelievable.
Did he beat or draw Ronaldo's record?
Yeah, so he equaled Ronaldo's record in the Serie A.
Which is impressive. 33 goals.
33 goals in a season within the league is very impressive. For a 22-year-old, was 21 at the time. He's a left-footed striker. He plays the number 9 like an absolute freak. He's so strong on the ball. It is one of the most impressive players I've seen playing that position. Very Erling Haaland-like. Both being left-footed. Yeah, and look, he's brilliant in the air too. Knows where to be. For me, one of the top strikers in the world in the next 5 years.
I've got a saucy one
Awesome.
right now.
Woo.
In my opinion, possibly the most underrated player of all time, like over his career, because no one seems to talk about him for 10, 15 years.
Let's go. I think I know who you're going to say.
Well, you want to say it at the same
No,
time?
because it's probably wrong. No, I want to go with it.
Okay, say it at the same time.
3, 2, 1. Benzema.
Giroud! Oh. 2 strikers from France, so we were pretty close. In my opinion, Giroud. Because Benzema is amazing, but I think he has been rated highly, so like technically he's not underrated because he has been at that level. But Giroud has never been seen as one of the best strikers in the world.
No, that's true.
He scored over 100 goals in the Premier League, which is impressive.
Oh, wow, I did not know that.
He scored 105 goals in 253 games for Arsenal, and then he moved to Chelsea and did similar stats, about a goal every other game, which is very impressive.
Pretty impressive for an average-ish striker, you would say, but that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, his stats are way better than a lot of other players that
for
get
a known
as
average-ish player. That is very impressive numbers.
It is, and he's a World Cup winner.
No, but he has scored some crazy goals. Scorpions, bicycles.
But can I just say quickly about Giroud? Way better than Griezmann. Next.
Okay. My next player is someone who has been doing it within the last 3 to 4 years at the highest level, at one of the biggest clubs in the world, winning the Champions League last year, Rudiger.
Okay.
Now look, you know him as that centre-back that plays for Chelsea. Pretty good guy, pretty good player. For me, he's up there with the best centre-back in the world right now.
Oh, yeah.
The way he patrols the pitch and imposes himself on the defenders is absolutely very impressive. And he really does that really well. He pushes up into like a CDM almost role and is there for the passing. And he knows how to play with the ball as well, which for a centre-back is
every once in a while, he goes on this like run all the way up forward and just like scores a banger.
There's something with Chelsea centre-backs. Zuma did it. Rudiger's been doing it.
They just run through the middle and like, I'm a centre-back and I'm going to eat your ass.
Can I add one in as I'm thinking right now? That I just want to say Thiago Silva.
Oh, Thiago, yes.
Honestly.
Silva of the Thiagos, yes.
This man's been scoring goals for Chelsea. He's been helping out on that defensive line with Rudiger. You could argue that he's been up there higher than Rudiger. I wouldn't say so because I think Rudiger has played more.
I agree.
Just want to mention Thiago Silva, top centre-back in the world right now. Very good and is underrated.
So my next player is 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 24 trophies over his career.
Okay.
Which is the most out of any 25-year-old in the world. Yeah. I don't know that for a fact, but I assume it is because it is so many for a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
So he doesn't score every game. He doesn't get an assist every game, but every other game he gets a goal or an assist over his entire career. Right now he plays for Bayern Munich. It's Koeman.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Now, he doesn't get the limelight enough, but scoring and getting an assist every now and then in a team like that, still getting game time in a team like that, getting in the team sheet over Leroy Sané and Serge Gnabry, these players who have been like idolized in the spotlight. Everyone knows
you loud and clear.
Everyone knows Sané and everyone knows Gnabry now.
Yep.
But sort of Koeman's sort of gone under like this sheet. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I hear you loud and clear.
But he's still performing week in, week out.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Not week in, week out, but every other week he's smashing it, in my opinion.
I didn't even think of him for this, but that is genius. Yeah, I really
24 trophies. So he has never won the World Cup because he was put on standby in that France team for 2018. But maybe he'll get in this year's World Cup.
Yeah, most squad. Definitely, I could see that happening. This player, I have no idea how old he is. I think he's 22. He has literally burst onto the scene this year as one of the top players in the world. He plays for Real Madrid. He's a winger. He's Brazilian.
Oh, yes.
And his name is Vini Jr. This year alone, he has 12 goals and 6 assists in 16 matches.
That's impressive.
From the left wing, he is very skillful.
Yeah.
Very skillful for a youngster. Neymar I really hope he pushes on to be one of the top players in the world. Absolutely. I know we say that about a lot of players, but people do have potential, obviously. But it's the injuries that really cause that issue. And I really hope that he doesn't have any injuries and he can flourish in the Brazil team, for Real Madrid.
My next player is a bit of an older player right now, so he's gone through his entire career.
Ibra.
No, it's not Ibra. He's a 6-time French League winner, League 1 winner.
Okay.
He scored 200 goals in 301 games for PSG. And this might be a little bit biased because he plays for United now. It's Edison Cavani.
Yeah.
Now, he was rated pretty highly when he was at his
Peak.
Yes, what is it called?
Prime.
His prime. But I think even before his prime and after his prime, he was still an amazing player
Yeah,
who
most
scored
definitely.
week in, week out, and was a really consistent player for any team he plays for. And he's even showing his skill at United when he's 37 years old. I think he's a bit older than
Yeah.
Ronaldo, and it's super impressive.
I
to
totally
see.
agree.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you guys for checking out the video. We appreciate you all.
This has been the 7 most underrated football players in the entire world. Right
14.
now.
Yeah, 14.
14, yeah. Like and subscribe if you like football, and goodbye.